on from Peshawar, where England beat UAE and Holland, and we're now at the old capital city of Pakistan at Rawalpindi. What a handsome ground they've made here. They used to have 18,000 in the ground, now there are 30,000, 200 hospitality boxes, and a brand new media centre and a complete upgrade of telecommunications. Let's take a look at group news. Well, Mike Atherton seems to be going back to the top of the England batting order. It's absolutely vital that he or Thorpe is the anchor person. Richard Illingworth is unfit. There's no Robin Smith or Dermot Reeve. And South Africa, they're without Alan Donald, who's got a tummy problem. Andrew Hudson's absent, so Polframan goes up at the top to try to play a few shots. Umpires, Steve Randell of Australia and Ian Robinson of Zimbabwe. We've had some mixed weather around here in Rawalpindi, so let's take a look first of all at the pitch with Jeff Boycott.
Well, there's been quite a bit of early morning rain and very heavy dew here. If I put this key in, you'll see it's already going in quite a bit. Covers have been kept on this morning till only an hour before the start, so there's quite a bit of sweating as well. If we walk down the pitch, it's a little bit better prepared than some that we've had in this zonal group. The cracks are only slightly open, it's quite firm, but you've got a little bit of sweating. If I rub my hand over, and I think because of that sweating, although the pitch is reasonably good, I think whoever wins the toss will want to bowl first.
Opinions as to what one should do with the toss won, but let's go for the real facts. Go to the middle with Bob Willis with the two captains.
Hansi Cronje's called the tail, and the coin's rolling a very long way, and it is a tail. Hansi, you've won the toss. What are you going to do this morning?
We're going to have a bat first, Bob. It worked for us the previous time. We're going to do that again.
You've already played a match here, and the pitch looks full of runs.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same strip, same colours. Everything looks the same, so I think it will be a good one.
And Alan Donald not too well.
No, he's got a bit of a stomach upset, and De Villiers is playing. I'm sure Fani will grab the opportunity because he's been dying to play and he's been bowling well in the net. So it's sad for Alan, but it's a good one for Fani.
And Paul Adams still under wraps?
Yeah, still keeping him there.
Good luck today. Michael, you're playing the same side that beat Holland at Peshawar. Are you comfortable with that lineup?
Yeah, things went reasonably well there. Richard Illingworth is struggling a little bit with the stomach upset, so he wasn't in consideration anyway.
And the bowling lineup, are you happy with Neil Smith's form?
Yeah, he's had a good start to the tournament. He's got some runs up the order. He's bowled pretty well as well, I think.
And are we going to see the captain opening the batting today?
You never know. I think my time might have come.
Good luck today. Thanks for talking to us.
So we'll join play now in the fourth over. The score is 5 for no wicket. De Freitas bows to Kirsten, and your commentators Geoffrey Boycott with Bob Willis.
That's through. Harry Kirsten posting the first boundary of the day in that very strong area for him, just behind point.
Yes, this is his best shot. He's always looking to slice the ball away. Round about in front of point to behind square is his favourite area.
Polframan's gone after that. That's high over mid-off. Polframan back for 2. Adventurous stuff.
Yes, he didn't get hold of this, though. It could have gone straight up in the air, but it didn't. It was a miss hit. It goes high, but there's just enough power to clear mid-off. Mid-off having to turn and chase. And this is what happened. South Africa have been playing really good, convincing, winning cricket. And not just in this tournament.
That's high in the air again. Oh, he's dropped it. Dominic Cork, the culprit.
Well, I was just saying that South Africa are playing good winning cricket, and when you're doing that, things tend to go your way. And when you're playing indifferently, with a lack of confidence and conviction like England, you find that when the chances come like this, you spill them. I mean, that is demoralising for a bowler when you know, a batsman's got away with a couple of shots that have just missed the field. He's just gone over the top, and then he could hole out. He don't get a wicket.
That's a much better strike from Polframan. That'll just be the one bounce over the mid-wicket boundary. De Freitas looking deflated.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's deflated, disappointed, down. He could have had him out, and then he's got smacked into the deep. First time he pitches it up, it's gone.
Kirsten's got it through the offside. Chase for Neil Fairbrother. Comfortable 3 runs.
South Africa won the toss, decided to bat first. Many sages around the ground thought, well, we've had so much rain around, though not yesterday. Plenty of moisture in the pitch that was tempting to field first. And that's 4 runs. De Freitas straying in line, and no doubt at all about the Polframan approach. He's going to swing the bat at anything.
Yes, it's been good batting so far from Polframan. He's forced England to bring their man up from fine leg into the circle. Alex Stewart it is, we just see him in the picture. And because of that, that really is a poor line.
Four more coming up. And that's a beautiful shot. I mean, it's a proper cricket shot, not a slog. Beautifully played, and we've seen Gary Kirsten play a number of shots like that.
Well, he's a man in form. There's that just behind square.
Well, Gary Kirsten's going through very familiar motions. That was a long half volley, not very well bowled, and a beautiful straight drive, and the half century comes up.
Well, that's a good start for South Africa. 50 brought up on the 10th over. Their target would have been around about 40 to 45, I would imagine, for no wicket. Kirsten playing straight, which has been a feature of his batting so far in Pakistan. Fine shot indeed.
That's up in the air, and surely that must be out. It is. Great relief among England supporters that it went to the man with the gloves. That's a good job done for South Africa by Polframan. 56 for 1 is the score after 12 overs and 2 balls.
Polframan riding his luck again, getting down the wicket. Big stride forward, but really wasn't a very good shot. You won't find that in too many coaching manuals. It's the job he's been put out there to do, and Jack Russell doesn't drop those. 56 for 1, Polframan out for 28.
Cut away, and that'll be 4. Stewart's very fine at third man, with no one in the slip area. But a poor delivery, short and wide to a man in form, and you will get punished. Yes, you don't have to give him much room. I mentioned this before. He's always looking to slice it away behind point. It's well run. Oopsie. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, it's 5. Words fail me. Well, all that hard work of the last 6 or 7 overs from the England bowlers, all wasted. Just pegged the South African batsmen back a little bit, and then pinch a quick single. There's Alex Stewart, I think, backing up. 85 for South Africa. Oh, this is going to be tight if he hits. That is tight. It'll be an ask, and I think Gary Kirsten's struggling. You watch here, good fielding at last by England. Alex Stewart in quickly. Nice underarm throw, and that's right. Gary Kirsten then follows in. He thinks he's out, and he is out.
Mr. Parthasati, the third umpire from India, alongside John Reid, the National Grid referee. There's a big nick there, and Cronya's gone. Goff's got him out.
Steve Randall, no hesitation there. The fingers up straight away. South Africa 88 for 3 now.
That's exactly the same line that Hansie Cronje got out in the Test series against England and South Africa. And then consistently bowled this line, just outside off stump. Side off stump. Hansie not quite far enough forward, and a little nick. And Jack Russell doing the rest. Hansie Cronje out for 15, South Africa 88 for 3.
Smith to Cullinan. Well, that's eluded the gloves of Jack Russell.
Daryl Cullinan just playing for the spin here. Looks like there might have been just a little bit of a tickle. Certain that foot was out the crease. I suppose it's got to be said that Daryl Cullinan was perhaps a little bit lucky there.
There's a half chance gone begging here. Whether or not Cullinan got a little nick on that, but the foot was certainly outside the popping crease for a second or two. Lovely straight drive, 4 runs. That was a magnificent shot. So casually played. What a way to get off the mark.
He doesn't play too many shots in anger, and the control is the thing here. Down the wicket, straight through the line, and playing straight. Here we see the best of 70 not out versus the West Indies at Bombay, and those who witnessed that innings said it was absolutely magnificent. In fact, he collapsed of heat exhaustion in the middle of the pitch in that instance.
There's no danger of anybody collapsing from heat exhaustion in Rawalpindi today. Temperature hovering around 12 degrees, but it's going to be a lot warmer down in Karachi. And there's the 100 up for South Africa in the 27th over.
Umbrellas are up around the ground, and very fine drizzle. There's also a breeze. Again, the ball doesn't go quite where the batsman wanted. Daryl Cullinan's aiming for that straight boundary, hitting to long on, long off, but again the outside edge. And he has the luck to see the ball fall into space. 117 for 3. There is a breeze, quite a pleasant breeze around the ground, a little chilly in fact, but it will help the rain clouds blow away. And that's what he is trying to do in the first place. 1 bounce, 4 runs. It's been a nightmare morning for the Freitas.
Yes, you can't complain about this though. This is a good shot. He gets down to it, takes it on the up, and just smacks it straight over long on. It's a very good shot. It wasn't a bad ball. It's what you come to expect in one-day cricket.
Great shot, driven high over cover. Daryl Cullinan.
I mean, when England are left with only 5 bowlers, they don't have a safety valve. They don't have a 6th or 7th bowler to turn to. And I think that's always dangerous in one-day cricket, because no matter how good a bowler you are, at some stage of games you play, some batsman is going to get after you. You can be the best bowler in the world, but somebody will get after you somewhere. And you need to be able to take that bowler off and try somebody else. And the problem here with a wet, slippery ball for the off-spinner Neil Smith, you see wiping the ball, you can see these spots of rain coming down, the brollies are up.
Well, the umpires have decided now that the rain is too hard, too persistent, and that play should be terminated for the moment. The players were off the field for 18 minutes. Happily, the rain soon cleared, and we rejoin the action in the 33rd over. De Freitas to Cullinan.
Cullinan down the track, it's over the top. Peter Martin's after it, he's just going to cut it off. Three to Cullinan, he moves on to 34. Callis on 15. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Boycott's with me.
Yeah, good footwork by Cullinan, just getting down the pitch. He's got a lot of confidence at the moment from his series against England in South Africa. We had a very successful one, the test matches and the one-dayers.
That's out. Middle stump out of the ground. Cullinan's gone. De Freitas finishes in fine style. That's the end of his bowling spell. South Africa 137 for 4 now.
Well, that ball seemed to just skid on a little bit, seemed to just shoot on a little bit quicker, whether it's through the little bit of rain or not. It just zipped through the gap on fairly quickly. Never quite got to the pitch of the ball. There was a huge gap there between bat and pad. A very nice 34 from Darryl Cullinan. In South Africa, 137 for 4.
Quite a lot of rain got onto this pitch before the players went off, just after 11 local time. And in fact, ball which dismissed Cullinan is anything to go by. There is certainly some help for the seamers. That's a big hit. Just 2 bounces over the long on boundary. This is the way to play a one-day innings. The senior batsman gets out and the batsman that's in takes over.
Well, I think he's a very talented young player, Callis. The more he plays, the more I see of him, the more I like him. I think as he gets more experience, he'll just get better.
Up in the air, it's just going to bounce in front of Graham Hick. South Africa do have to press on now. Just 15 overs left after this over.
Yeah, well, it falls quite safely here, and Graham Hick is a big, hefty, heavy sort of guy. He's running in, and then the ball bounces a touch. He's got to be careful. He had a slight hamstring injury. You get slippery outfields. This is the sort of situation where you can hurt that again.
Atherton still keeping 5 men inside the fielding circle. He only has to have 4 plus bowler and wicket-keeper at this stage of the proceedings. Chase for Stewart, he's not going to get there. That went like a rocket to the boundary edge.
Well, I thought this was a super shot from Jonty Rhodes. Remember, he's just come in. He's hardly had time to get a sighter or two, and he just opens the face here and slices it off. And it did go like a rocket, very quickly indeed.
Rhodes averaging just over 20. Excellent running. And there may be problems here for Fairbrother. Hasn't got much protection on that head.
Just seemed to catch his studs and stumble a little bit. Coming in and looking to play a bit of football, kick the ball onto the stumps, and just seemed to catch his studs there and fall.
Half volley from Martin. No way Hick's going to stop that.
Well, I realise when batsmen are going for the shots, it's not always easy, but this is a very full half volley. He's kept the ball short of a length most of the time, but his disappointment with himself was shown there as he kicked the air a little bit in disgust at the delivery.
Cork in the 7th over, maximum of 10 per bowler. This is still a 50 over match, although we had an 18-minute interruption for rain. Big shout by Cork. Randall's finger goes up. Callis doesn't like it, but he's got to go. The 5th South African wicket is down, and they've made 163.
Yes, Jack Scallis seemed to be the only person there who was near the bat who didn't think he touched it. You could see the wicketkeeper, even the umpire was up with his finger quickly. 163 for 5.
First wicket for Dominic Cork today. Jack Callis going for 26. Graham Thorpe coming on at the media centre end, bowling his gentle little seamers. Chase for Graham Hick. Rhodes will get back for 2. Several batsmen wouldn't have done.
That's a terrific shot. Terrific shot. At first it looked like a hack across the line, but in fact it was play with terrific strength, quite a bit of control.
Rhodes sweeping the medium pace of Thorpe.
Neil Smith has come back into the attack. Had the bad luck to bowl with a wet ball for a couple of overs. 5 overs for 25 runs. And now he's coming back with the pressure of 2 excellent batsmen at the crease. Jonty Rhodes facing. He was nipping along there at a match-winning rate. And there's another shot. That's a brilliant stop. Well, Dominic Cork got all the bits together that time. He has made brilliant stops in the past, but then he leaps in and fumbles the ball. But that was all right.
Also earned himself some applause from Jonty Rhodes. Sort of stop you expect from Jonty Rhodes himself. The good grace to just give him a clap once he'd thrown the ball in. Nice to see.
In the air, but safe. Alex Stewart is chasing. They settle for 2.
But these two have gone along well. They've both scored at an average of a run a ball. McMillan just behind the ballpark, as it were. He scored 8 off 10 balls. But Rhodes way ahead of it.
It's well bowled. Well, the arms go up as Aston shies at the stumps. Key to that little sequence was that Martin tried to bowl an off-cutter, a much slower ball. And off in Brian McMillan, thinking, well, Jonty can make anything. When in comes Atherton. And that would have been very close. Certainly a third umpire job. He's bowled him. And that's very well bowled by Martin. Again, if you look closely, when you see again, you will see the little off-cutter. Slower ball. Rhodes was through the shot and onto the stumps. That's good, thoughtful stuff. Important to change the pace. You'll just see the effort to throw a little off-cutter. Didn't do much, but it was slower. Rhodes through with the shot on the bottom edge onto the stumps. 37 of 32 balls. An excellent contribution.
Very clearly see the bowler cut his fingers across the seam there, and Rhodes just much too early on the shot. That's well bowled, Martin. Rhodes dragging the ball down off the inside edge onto the leg stump. Valuable innings from him, but over now.
I bowled him. Extremely happy times for Neil Smith. You can't get happier than that. Well, it looks a bit forlorn, but in fact, to take the wicket of Brian McMillan is a big prize.
They're just looking to hit that away 2 square at the end of the day, and the leg stump gets dislodged. It's good bowling from Neil Smith, and he'll be very happy. South Africa now in more trouble than I think they'd like to be in terms of wickets lost. 199 for 7.
Pat Simcox, the new batsman. Another slow one in the air, caught brilliantly. Wonderful catch. Graham Thorpe. It was a cracking shot and difficult to line up because it was dipping just before it got a bit on. And Graham Thorpe, his strong hand, the left hand, found it going in that direction. That was a help. Terrific catch, just what England needs. And the 8th wicket goes down for 202. That's swept away there through mid-wicket. Well, that was very slow motion out there in the deep, I must say. Looked like a bit of Sunday school fielding, that.
Well, this would look like the super slow-mo. When it gets to this bit, flick it back to my mate. Where is he? Over there. Job done, though.
And Shaun Pollock has scored 12 of 12 balls, so this is a very handy contribution by him down the order. He's out this time. Straight to Fairbrother, who holds on neatly. Well, he struck every ball cleanly, struck that cleanly, but in the air. And Neil Fairbrother, very safe pair of hands at short cover.
Barney de Villiers on strike. Good looking stroke, there'll be 2 there. De Freitas has got a good arm.
Barney de Villiers has been known to play some irritating innings. Would be a reasonable description. No mug with a bat, certainly. It's a wonderful job in Test cricket as a night watchman. Certainly isn't the case here.
Chilly all morning. We're not far away from the mountains here. There's a bit of snow on the top of those peaks. Lovely setting here. That's away past Hick and into the advertising hoardings. That's a very valuable boundary for South Africa.
Well, they left it until the last 2 balls before the mow came on, and that's just heaved away on the onside, hit with the length of the ball. One of the only deliveries in this over that Goff hasn't got right underneath the batsman. This next one will be, I'll bet you.
The last ball. And taken at extra cover by Neil Smith. So South Africa 230 all out from exactly 50 overs. Good work down the bottom of the order by Matthews and de Villiers. Matthews not out 9. De Villiers caught very comfortably by Neil Smith off the bowling of Darren Goff for 12.
Well, for South Africa, that was a real good opening by the top 2. 56 partnership, and I thought Paul Freeman threw the bat well. 28 of 36 balls, but no one actually beat Rhodes for tempo. 37 runs down the order of 32, but really and truly there was no anchor innings for South Africa. 230 all out. It's very tough, a tough time for de Freitas indeed. 10 overs, 1 for 55, and Neil Smith unlucky to be bowling with a wet ball. The pick of the England bowlers, Peter Martin, 10 overs, 3 for 33. So England required 231 runs to win at 4.62 runs per over. Let's see how they get on.
We're going to see Shaun Pollock from the media centre end. So more surprises coming out of the England hat. Michael Atherton's back up the top of the order, but with him Neil Smith. England considering that Neil Smith have done well enough up the top of the order to retain his position. South Africa have got a slip in for Atherton. they've chosen to open the bowling thus far in the competition with Shaun Pollock and Craig Matthews. There's no Alan Donald today for South Africa. Palani de Villiers has come into the side to replace the Free State and Warwickshire paceman. That's an edge, and Atherton's gone. Pollock struck straight away, and England have lost their first wicket without a run on the board. Geoffrey Boycott.
Well, that was a nothing sort of shot. Just about confirms what Bob said, and I would have said he's not in the best of form, isn't Michael Atherton? Just trying to open the face and guide it down to third man, and he's gone. Very bad start for England, not for one.
Hicks on his way, and so are England.
Well, what England always feared was their captain a little bit out of touch, that he would get out before he got in. And that's precisely what happened.
De Villiers to Hick. Hick's got that away through the covers. That'll be 4 runs. Even Jonty Rhodes won't be able to cut that off.
Yeah, loose ball here, very wide and short. Plenty of time to whack it. Pick the gap nicely.
It's beaten Neil Smith, all ends up. It's going to be a much tougher task for Neil Smith. It's one thing smacking around the opening bowlers from the United Arab Emirates and Holland. Shaun Pollock's a bit better than that. That's very wide indeed. You wouldn't think this was a leading world opening bowler when you saw finally de Villiers approach to the wicket, but there's good momentum there. You see there his back foot just slipping at the point of delivery, and he drags the ball very wide indeed. Neil Smith off the mark, he'll pick up at least 2 here. And 2's all he'll get. Excellent work in the outfield. England 13 for 1. I have to say, if England had been in the field, that would have been definitely 3 runs. Look at the speed that he gets rid of the ball. That's the key to that piece of fielding. Single to Hick, 17 for 1. Glorious afternoon now in Rawalpindi. Bright sunshine after a very murky morning. It was a bit of a surprise when Hansi Cronje chose to bat first. If the toss was taking place now, he wouldn't have any hesitation in batting. Just about perfect conditions for batting now, and a very good pitch here at Rawalpindi. A real credit to the local Cricket Association. That's a slog over mid-on. 2 or 3 bounces and over the rope. Neil Smith determined to keep the momentum of this innings going.
Well, this is his favourite area. Hit it pretty well. Didn't try to hit it out of sight. Gave it a decent belt, and it cleared mid-on quite comfortably.
In the air and out. That's McMillan at short mid-wicket. Graham Hicks gone. England now 22 for 2.
Big wicket. Huge wicket for South Africa, that. Graham Hicks, the most important player, in top form, just clipping this in the air, and you don't often give South Africans catches because they had a brilliant field inside. That was an easy catch, taken comfortably by McMillan, 22 for 2.
And we expect great fielding, and that's what we're seeing.
Good effort from Craig Matthews. Normally an opening bowler today, just going to do the first change job because of Alan Donald's illness. But there's really no cart horses at all in the South African lineup. Terrific effort from him.
Well, how did that get there? Incredible.
Graham Thorpe here in 2 minds. There's a short ball from Pollock. Perhaps not quite short enough. He was looking to whip it off his hip.
Over the top, well played. Deliberately played there. But no real power on the ball, and so Jonty Rhodes is trying to turn around. 2 more runs to Neil Smith. Well, he's doing a good job. I mean, he's not throwing the bat at it. At the same time, he is not afraid to hit the ball in the air.
I think he's a bit more circumspect than Steve Palferman. Fancy that had he been playing in South Africa or Australia with the quicker wickets, that probably would have raced off to the boundary. Here's the track here today at Pindi Cricket Stadium, very slow.
Shaun Pollock. Well, this time there's a bit more middle on the ball, and that's way out to the deep wicket boundary. Will it get there? It just runs up against the rope. It's a stroke that has to be played with great talent and not a little caution, because the ball actually is slanting away if you look at it, and it's going towards second slip. Well, that's an extraordinary shot. He plays that a number of times to the extreme frustration of the bowler. It's 32 for 2.
Shaun Pollock, the end of another good over, getting some movement off the seam, and just getting through the gate there, and Smith not playing the correct line. But just watch this ball deviate off the seam.
That's out. That's out. Feet nowhere near the ball. This is a bit of a slog in the end, but that's why Neil Smith is there. So Davy de Villiers, Barney de Villiers, am I saying, strikes again.
Well, it really is just a pretty straight delivery, and it's got to be said, it's not a great shot from Smith. And that furniture disturbed. England 33 for 3, and Neil Smith out for 11.
Rate creeping up to 6. So some calculated risks have got to be played fairly soon. Will they get much above 6 and over a long period of time?
Hit. They should run for another run here. They don't know whether he's out or not until the umpire sends for the third umpire's view. Graham Thorpe was aware of it, but Alex Stewart wasn't. He's the man that could be out. He pushed it. A direct hit here. He looked as if he might just have made his ground, but oh, he's gone. No bat down. He is gone. No doubt at all. We don't need a second or third replay. That is poor running. Dear, oh dear.
Well, that's a rare blemish for Jonty Rhodes.
That'll probably mean he'll be practicing that for about 3 hours throughout the week. Going to keep this on tape because we don't see it very often.
It's worth reiterating that the off-spinner in this World Cup's only allowed a maximum of 5 fielders on the leg side. Up in the air, and a really soft dismissal. Neil Fairbrother goes in Sincox's first over. England in tatters, 62 for 5. It's always going to be an optimistic stroke from Fairbrother. The ball's well outside his off stump. Trying to glide it round on the leg side, just takes that top edge. And Polterman can't believe his luck. Right in the soup. 66 for 5 at the halfway mark. Now 67 for 5. South Africans recruiting some local support.
And that'll run. It's 4 runs and sort of hollow cheers break out on the terraces. That's the first England 4 for 19 overs. The shot. Yeah, another good over building up here for England.
Yeah, just a bit short of a length there from the South African captain. And he's at such a medium slow pace that he must bowl very, very accurately in length and line. There will be certain pitches whereby his medium slow will be probably more effective than the fast bowlers. Sometimes you can get the odd surface in India or Pakistan. So it's harder to hit a bowler who's got no pace than it is to hit the faster bowler with pace.
And big shout there. The batsman doesn't want to go. Everybody else wants him to go, including the umpire. So that's usually pretty fatal. So Graham Thorpe goes, it's 97 to 6.
Well, Graham Thorpe didn't think he hit it, but the indication to me was that the umpire very quickly gave him out. Didn't wait, had no doubt. We know the wicketkeeper goes up, he's quite convinced. There's an edge there, he's up immediately. But the umpire, we don't see him in that shot, but his finger's up immediately. England in big trouble now, 97 for 6.
Thank you very much. Not a man who misses catches. Jonty Rhodes, a backward point. That was almost fielding practice. It's 97 for 7.
Well, that was just as short of a length delivery from round the wicket. He could have whacked it anywhere. And he just knocked it to Jonty Rhodes and said, listen, I just want to check if you're asleep. Here's a little catch. And Jonty says, well, no, I'm not asleep. I'm watching. And thank you very much. And we'll have England now 97 for 7. This is a pretty demoralising performance by England, though. It's one thing to lose a match and only just lose it with maybe a few runs. But when you're not really in the game, then it's got to be a bit more than disappointment.
That's absolutely right, and we talked this morning about the need for self-confidence in the England camp and how easily things can change. I'm afraid they really are the ragbag of this competition. I mean, this is like watching England play UAE. 3 friggers come up. There's the 100. And there'll be some jeers around the crowd.
Craig Matthews down at deep backward square leg. Pat Simcox, 8 overs, 2 for 24. That's a big hit. A magnificent 6. England need plenty more of them.
Certainly do, but how refreshing. Freitas taking it to South Africa. In the middle, this one. Never any doubt, once it left the bat, as to where it would finish up. As good a shot as you've seen all day. Down the wicket, inside it, and hit it very hard.
Pat Simcox about to start his 10th and last over. No doubt De Freitas, who's on strike, will be looking for the aerial route again. How will Simcox combat that threat? That's 4 more. Philip De Freitas still thinks there's hope there for England. That's the only way to think.
Right too. You need to hit a couple of boundaries and over in order to stay in the run race. 1 and over isn't enough now, unless it's 6. Certainly 1 already this over.
That's a big hit. It won't reach long off. 2 more runs. And once again, the umpire asks for the opinion of the television replay, and the third umpire, Mr. Parthasarthi from India, is the man who will adjudicate on this run-out call. What did you think, Robin?
Well, I thought it was tight. It's just de Villiers has got such a wonderful arm. Goes straight into his hand, and now it's a question of whether a bullet throw can beat the batsman. Oopsie. Again, that bat has not gone the full distance of the arm length. It's jammed into the ground, and that means the end of Philip De Freitas.
The second England batsman fails to run his bat in. That really was a magnificent throw from de Villiers from the deep. And there you see, De Freitas is just a couple of inches short. Disappointment for De Freitas. He's gone for 22. England 139 for 8.
Goff is off the mark, 1 run.
Over they go. Well, I don't suppose you can actually blame Cork at this stage of the day, but
Ungraceful departure, I think you'd probably say. 141 for 9.
well, almost a hopeless task. Boundaries were required, 2 of them and over at least. And Matthews just worked on the line of 5 bowl straight. He misses. I'll hit. Dominic Cork, 17 off 32 deliveries. England 1 wicket away from defeat.
Finally, de Villiers comes back. 2 for 20 off 6 so far. 4 runs. A good blow struck late in the day.
Rather animated that. De Villiers ran up and bowled a shin-high full toss. Goff put his left foot to where the ball would have pitched and smashed it for 4 past mid-off.
shot. It looks an easy game, this batting.
Well, when you make the ball disappear to the boundary, it always looks easy and looks good. Darren Gough can bat a bit, but it's like he's bowling. It's been a long time since he's bowled really well and batted well consistently. He's had the odd moment or two with his bowling. Today I thought he bowled particularly well. Last match against Holland, Darren Gough struggled with his bowling half volleys. And so it's been with his batting. For a year now, his whole cricket's been inconsistent, plagued by injuries. That affects your rhythm, it affects your confidence. You wouldn't think so when you saw him. He's a fairly bubbly character, but it does deep down inside.
That'll do. It's all over. Good Yorker, beautifully played, and I must say that Craig Matthews lived up to this high standard of professionalism right to the end, and that's been the key of South Africa's performance. A good, full-length, on-leg stump Yorker delivery that really seen the end of England. 152 all out. Win by 78 runs for Hansie Cronje's side. And really, there was only one side playing. It was an example of a highly professional bunch against a team that really were miles off the pace. And if I were the England coach-manager, I don't think I'd know where to start.
Michael, thanks for coming to talk to us. You must have been pretty disappointed with today's effort.
Yeah, we didn't bat very well. Fancied getting 230, and it was disappointing the way we finished the game.
I thought the bowlers did a pretty good job for you today.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased. We bowled well, fielded with some spirit after a difficult start, you know, when the pinch hitter comes in and makes life difficult. But South Africa bowled very well and made it tough for us.
So what's on the cards for you between now and next Sunday?
Well, we've got a week off until the next game. We'll be working hard in the nets at Karachi, where we play Pakistan.
Thanks for talking to us, Mike.
Such a disappointment for England, and it started right at the top with the captain, Michael Atherton, out for naught, and thereafter only Graham Thorpe got anywhere near the pace. Really, it was an appalling display, and I think the least said about it, the better. African bowling deserves all the praise you can possibly muster, and their fielding. And I thought that the seamers bowled with discipline, they bowled straight, and there was some excellent off-spin bowling too from Pat Simcox. All round, a terrific performance by South Africa.